as usual, what's up? Before I start today's video, I just wanted to thank every one of you that have become a subscriber to my page. If you can tell, I'm basically, I would consider it more of an advocate for the stock motorized bicycle rider than the high performance bicycle rider. That's who I care about, just the person who had enough money to get into getting a motorized bike. I got into them because they help people out that have no other mode of transportation. If you pedal your bicycle everywhere you go, you appreciate a little motorized assist if you've been doing that for a long period of time. But that's for a whole complete different video. I just wanted to thank everybody personally. I know I don't have 50 million subscribers, but the ones I do have, I desperately hope one of my bike videos in the past or in the future helped someone out that was sitting at home trying to get their bike put together, had a little problem, somehow or another caught my video, helped them out, now they're out riding. So, thanks to all of you who have liked and subscribed, and I appreciate it. So, without a further ado, let's get on to today's video. So, let's get to today's video. What we have going on today. We are just going for a ride with our stock 4-cycle bike. I rode the 2-cycle last time, switching back to the 4 today. Right after I get my bag packed, I am a sucker at Menards for their little bargain bin, $3 bin. And I got to thinking, I do need some more bungee straps, so I will split these between this bike and my other bike, because you always got to haul something. Say you're out tooling about, you happen by Kroger or whatever shopping centers near you, and you remember seeing an ad for soda or steaks or whatever. Well, I guess soda would be the better example. I could set the old 24 pack on the old trusty bike rack, strap it down, bring that bad fella home. What I got in the old trusty bag is just some water. Just easier to throw a couple waters in there. My other necessity is my phone, in case I get stuck, stranded. God forbid breakdown. Hasn't happened in 8 years, but you never know when that day's a-coming. And some Jolly Ranchers and a couple Lifesavers to nibble on for the ride, which I will put in my trusty front bag. I filled the old scooter up last night, and I did the trick that pisses me off every time, and I did it to myself, filling the gas tank. You always look in, and it's right up, because I don't fill it all the way to the top. That's when you get a gas bath. You just want to fill it up before the top. The little nipple section right here where the cap goes on. That way it's got a little expansion room for heat, and or when you're moving around it doesn't splash out of the vented cap all over you. There's still a little drooling out because yes, I looked in, thought, well, I'll give it a little splash more. I did so. Yes, the splash more was over the top, all over the bike, all over the motor. Wiped it off last night and was hoping it would be all dry today, because who wants to ride around smelling like, I don't know, gas? I don't. Trying to enjoy my ride. I don't want to smell like gas or stop and fix something every 5 feet. Why the old cord's plugged into the back? No, it is not an electric bike. It's charging my trusty headlight battery, which is right here. I am fond of the battery pack headlights, way more than I am the AA little headlight batteries, because you might as well buy stock in them bad fellas. They go through so many, and the light isn't that good. But this has 1300 lumens. I could see, I don't know, can bats see? I don't really know now that I think about it. But I could see like a bat at night. And that's all I care about. All right, well, let me get this bad fella packed up. What we got going on today is taking the stock bike out. It has hundreds of miles on it now. Hopefully you've seen the video that this bike was completely assembled. Haven't had a moment's worth of problem ever since. I'm still running the stock 100% setup, that everything come out of the box. Gearbox, clutch, the whole 9 yards. And it's still working fine. So that's what we're doing on the research and development / enjoyment ride, because that's why you build it, to have some enjoyment. Can't sit around all day wondering and upgrading everything before you go for a ride. I mean, you can, you know, hypothetically, but I mean, well, you know what I'm saying. You bought the damn thing to ride. So anyway, back to me. I am going to personally ride over. They're installing a high-speed rail system in our fine city, which I know is not entertaining to some, and that's okay. I've just always been a train guy. I like trains, just do. But anyway, how they do some of that work is pretty cool. And what they got to go through to do that work. And I've made my own documentary. It's just for me, kind of a history buff. This way, when the grandkids later in life check out these photos and videos, not the bicycle ones, but the other ones I'm speaking of about the railroad and how they changed the landscape and the face of the city, they'll be like, wow, I remember that. I remember when they did that. So anyway, I'm going to take you folks along with me and let's go check it out. Alrighty then. Stop, took a little break so I can get the old camera mounted so we can check out some, I don't know, hopefully big cranes picking up huge steel for railroad bridges. But for those who are familiar with Isles Park in the past, they have spent a few bucks here. Granted, I know all of you won't really give a rat's ass about Isles Park, but for those of you that lived here and seen it in the past, this is a little taste of the at least east side of it. No more back road. They turned it into a parking area and a dead end. Threw in some bike trails. My trusty bike cooling off a little bit. All right, let me get this thing mounted up and we'll get rolling again. All right, I didn't know if they'd be working on Saturday or not, but apparently they are. Big old monstrous cranes. I'm gonna have to get over on the other side so I get a better view. Last time I come checked it out when they built this bridge, it was like 20 degrees in December. And yes, I sat here forever watching it. Looks like they're riveting it together, but we're gonna see if we can't get a closer look without getting too close to get on their nerves. If you've seen the video before, man, last year actually, when they built this bridge, I noticed when I pulled up here just to see if they were working, because it's the easiest route, I noticed that somebody burnt this place to the ground. Oh, I guess I should move. Somebody's trying to come up. Well, I thought they were. So sorry about that jumbled up moment there, but anyway, back to this. This is an old coal mine office and been pretty well, I can't say taken care of, but it's, you know, weathered the storm of life quite a bit and was in pristine condition. And I didn't know, I just didn't catch it in the paper or on the news, even if they reported it, that somebody caught it on fire, obviously. All right, well, back to the point at hand. One, see them putting up the bridge. Two, the old stock 4-stroke is doing its job. The clutch is smoothed out, which is taking about 3 tankfuls of fuel. So if you are a 4-stroke new owner and are wondering why that clutch is so grabby in the beginning, it takes about 3 tankfuls for it to come in. So far so good. Like I've repeated in other videos about this here bike, I'm going to ride this stock gearbox and clutch until the last dog dies. But right now, I'm going to see if I can't weasel myself to the other side for a better view. Look at that front row seat. This is a monstrous ass train. I mean, I know there are bigger trains in the world, but I don't know if the video does justice, but the boom on that thing is massive. Of course, the beam they're picking up is massive. That's some counterweight right there. Man, I hope that wasn't poison ivy in that fence. Alright, I'm going to camp on this fine staircase because none of this moves fast, but it's pretty cool. when you come and watch something like this, it's not like a 10-minute process. These boys are going to be here for days. It's just a slow process, but it is fun to watch. As you can see, everybody took off. Where'd they go? To the end right over there. Apparently, I stopped in right before lunch. Alright, well, I'm going to rest on the grassy knoll here a little longer. If that was these people behind me, I'd be sitting on my front porch with lemonade watching this whole show. But I am sitting on the grassy hill of their front yard. Hope they don't mind. And I'm going to hang out a little bit while and see if I can see anything. And then I'm going to scoot my body home. Alright, as usual, thanks for watching. The old 4-stroke is doing just fine. Got me here, which is about 8 or 9 miles. Trouble-free. And I hope it gets me home another 8 or 9 miles trouble-free. All right, had to throw one last stop in there. I didn't want to cheat anybody out. A few videos back, I videoed all of the pieces of this crane on the trailer. Unfortunately, I didn't have time in my life to come back and watch them assemble it. Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll get here to disassemble. So I figured, being it was a crane day, might as well come by and check this bad fella out up close and personal. I don't know if the old video does it justice. If you live in a bigger city, and these dudes could go up to hundreds of stories, obviously, but for now, just to check one out in person. That little dude sits up in that little cab up there. I think it would suck to have to climb all those stairs every day to get up there. You have to get here like a half hour early for work, just so you can get to work. There's who these fine folks are. Alright, I will go back to the bridge at a later date and time, probably tomorrow sometime myself, see if I can't catch some action of them moving the beams. I obviously didn't get there in time today. I didn't know when they were starting. Nobody calls me. Nobody tells me these things. But other than that, the old 4-stroke is doing just fine. Got me here. Hanging out in the middle of a dead-end road because there's a crane in the middle of the road. Everything's still doing well, and I'm going to take my bones home and get a sandwich. Alright, thanks for watching, and once again, thank all of you who are subscribed to my page, sent likes, and shared it with your friends. I greatly appreciate it.